Hey there my peeps, I'm here with another prediction game video for WrestleMania. This time, it's for the United States Championship match between the undefeated Rusev and the challenger John Cena. Now, when it comes to this match, I really want to see Rusev win the match, retain the title, and remain undefeated for a little while longer. Obviously, he can't remain undefeated forever, but I know that John Cena is going to beat Rusev and win the US title. Now, I have no issues with John Cena winning the US title. I just don't want John Cena to beat Rusev. I don't want Rusev to lose his undefeated streak, to lose his first match this Sunday against Cena. I feel Rusev could stay undefeated a bit longer and have somebody else defeat Rusev. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about the people that that I could see beating Rusev, one specifically. But another reason why I don't want to see Rusev lose is when you look at some of the other monster heels that were undefeated for a while and then ended up losing. After they lose, usually their booking is definitely not the same. They're not as strong. They don't look as strong. They start losing a bunch of matches. They start, sometimes they get a comedy gimmick. The best example of that would have to be Vladimir Kozlov, when he was undefeated for a while. He was undefeated, he challenged for the WWE Championship, he even beat The Undertaker in a singles match, I think clean too. He didn't cheat or anything like that. He had beaten Undertaker on an episode of SmackDown clean, and he was looking really strong, but then he lost his first match. Actually, I don't remember who he lost it to. He lost the match. It might have been to Triple H. Might have been to Jeff Hardy. I don't know. But he lost, his first match. Then he started losing a bunch more matches, and then he got paired up with Santino, and basically became a comedy gimmick. Now there are some monster heels that don't end up, in a comedy gimmick. For instance, Umaga. Umaga kind of reminds me of Rusev, or I should say Rusev kind of reminds me of Umaga, where he was undefeated, destroying superstars that were facing off against him, and then he faces off against John Cena. Umaga, his first match against Cena, he lost. He was no longer undefeated. Rusev is now facing off against John Cena, although he did win the first match against Cena at fastlane. I think it's obvious he's going to lose the second one to Cena at Mania. Now, Umaga, even after losing, though, his match against Cena, no longer being undefeated, he still went on to, dominate superstars, but, of course, he wasn't winning all the matches, and the big feud matches he was in, he'd end up losing. He feuded with Triple H after he was defeated by John Cena, and I'm pretty sure, like I'm like 99% sure. Actually, you know what? I'm 100% sure Triple H beat him in that feud. He beat him in the matches. And he also went on to feud against Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy went ahead and beat him too. He won the feud. He went on to feud against CM Punk. And wait, I'm trying to figure out if CM Punk beat him or yeah, I think CM Punk beat him. CM Punk beat him when they faced off in I think it was a bull rope match or something like that. Yeah, I think it was. So yeah, CM Punk also beat him. So he went on, although he was still, in main events, or, maybe not main event, but like top feuds, he would pretty much lose all of them. Now, thankfully, Rusev has been booked really strong, where he's taken out some top stars. He's taken out The Big Show, he's taken out Sheamus, and he's taken out Mark Henry. He's taken out Ryback, kind of. I mean, I think they faced off once, but I think it ended via disqualification. They never really had their feud. And I actually thought that Ryback was going to face off against Rusev at like Fastlane or something like that before Rusev faces off against John Cena, but it seemed they kind of scrapped that and had Cena face off against Rusev instead. So, back to what I was saying. With Rusev being booked so strong these past couple of months, well, really since he debuted, I'm hoping that he remains looking strong despite suffering his first loss, because it doesn't really make sense when a guy like Rusev, who's undefeated, took out all these top stars, all of a sudden, after getting his first loss against John Cena, starts losing all these matches. That's what I'm hoping doesn't happen. What I'm really hoping doesn't happen is just that he doesn't lose, that he loses, I mean, at Mania. Because Roman Reigns is probably going to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Mania. And obviously they're trying to make Reigns look strong. They're trying to make Reigns as like the new face and, you know, top star and all of that. And, you know, they're doing it in a big way if they're going to have Reigns, you know, beat Brock Lesnar, the one in 21-1. And another way to put over Reigns is they could have Rusev beat John Cena here. So this would be a huge win, by the way. I know Rusev has already beaten John Cena at Fastlane, but beating John Cena in the rematch as well, that would be an even bigger win. Because that would pretty much, I believe, end the feud. I don't think they'd have another match after that, like a third match, if Rusev beats him here at Mania. So if Rusev beats John Cena here at Mania, he'll really look unstoppable. Because that's John Cena he just took out. You know, the top star, the main event guy. Roman Reigns still hasn't won the championship. He's still not the top guy. So yeah, Rusev beating John Cena 2 matches in a row, retaining the title, remaining undefeated. That's 2 huge wins right there, especially the one at WrestleMania if he wins. Like I said, I don't think it's very likely, but that's what I'd like to see happen. And then they could use that to make, like I said, Rusev's going to look really strong if he beats John Cena. And then, if you have Roman Reigns as a champion, you could have Rusev challenge Reigns for the championship. And so then you've got a really big match in Reigns versus Rusev for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That could be like the SummerSlam match or something like that. You know, be a pretty big match because you've got the guy who beat the one in 21-1, and you've got this undefeated superstar who's been undefeated for over a year, took out all the top stars, including John Cena in his biggest win at WrestleMania. And so then they could put over Reigns some more by having him go over the undefeated Rusev. Or, another scenario, if Rusev beats John Cena, is you have Daniel Bryan win the IC Championship, and then Rusev, with him beating John Cena, that means he retains the US title, of course. You could then have Rusev versus Daniel Bryan in a title unification match at SummerSlam. And so, then you could have maybe Daniel Bryan beat Rusev and unify the championships. Or you could just have Rusev win that match, the title unification match, and then have Rusev face off against the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So then it's like the IC/US Champion versus the World Heavyweight Champion, and that'd be a really unpredictable match. But you know, I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, the biggest thing I could see is if Rusev wins the match, like I said, he faces off or challenges Reigns for the championship. I think that'd make for a pretty cool, you know, program. Plus, Reigns and Rusev kind of have some unfinished business because they faced off before in singles matches. I think both the singles matches they had were on SmackDown, and both of them ended in a disqualification. Actually, in both cases, Reigns was about to win. Actually, I think one of them, Reigns had like just hit the spear, and then somebody got involved, and due to interference, it ended in a DQ. So they could, I guess, end the feud, or, you know, finally have a winner between the two if Reigns wins the championship, and then Rusev remains undefeated, and like I said, they have that title match. But what's most likely going to happen is Cena beats Rusev, and he's no longer undefeated after Mania. But I wonder, though, even if John Cena beats Rusev, if we'll see Rusev challenge for the championship down the line, like in a singles program. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if he's in a multi-man match for the championship or something like that, but I'm speaking strictly, you know, one-on-one. Now, if Cena wins here, this is actually going to be, I think, the third undefeated superstar that gets their first loss against Cena. First one being Umaga, second one being Bray Wyatt last year at WrestleMania, and the third one being Rusev. And I don't think Cena needs this win. I think somebody like Reigns or Ryback could benefit a lot more from being the first person to defeat Rusev. But on the bright side, John Cena winning the US title is great for the championship. It's great to make it look important again, to add value to the championship, because you've got a 15-time World Heavyweight Champion chasing after that title, meaning that it's important and he values that title. And of course, him defending it and, you know, fighting to keep it definitely adds value to that title. But anyways, if it was up to you, who would you have be the first person to defeat Rusev? Let me know. I actually think Ryback wouldn't be a bad choice. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm out. See you guys.